And if you'd like to follow along, it's out of our Insight book, Volume 1, pages 672 to 673.
I am one of Job's witnesses. Have you ever been in a situation and felt that it was more than necessary for you to tell someone that? Or you may have overheard someone else identify themselves as a witness, and you thought, wow, that was fearless. Well, the truth of the matter is, some of us may hold back from identifying ourselves as Job's people. One reason may be fear of man, fear of what people may say, or simply fear of being rejected by others. Well, one example of being fearless is Ebed-Melech, who was a servant of the king Zedekiah. But before we get into that, let's briefly talk about Jeremiah. Now, through all of Jeremiah's more than 40 years of prophetic service, Jeremiah was not abandoned. Jehovah was with him to deliver him from his enemies. One particular experience Jeremiah had was with the princes of Judah. Now, these princes had a bitter hatred for Jeremiah's message. So what did they do? Well, to answer this question, please turn with me to Jeremiah chapter 38, verse 4 through 6. And that's Jeremiah chapter 38, verse 4 through verse 6. The place markers there. Please. The princes said to the king, "Please, have this man put to death, for this is how he's weakening the morale of the soldiers who are left in the city, as well as that of all the people, by speaking such words to them. For this man seeks not the peace of his people, but their calamity." King Zedekiah replied, "Look, he is in your hands, for the king cannot do anything to stop you." So they took Jeremiah and threw him into the cistern of the king, the cistern of Malchijah, the son of the king, which was in the courtyard of the guard. They let Jeremiah down by ropes. Now there was no water left in the cistern, only mud, and Jeremiah began to sink down into the mud. So what happened next? Well, this is where Ebed-Melech comes in. Continue reading with me at verse 7 through 14 of Jeremiah chapter 38, verse 7 through 13. And that says, "Ebed-Melech the Ethiopian, a eunuch in the king's house, heard that they had put Jeremiah into the cistern. Now the king was sitting in the gate of Benjamin. So Ebed-Melech went out of the king's house and spoke to the king, saying, 'O my lord the king, what these men have done to Jeremiah the prophet is evil. They have thrown him into the cistern, and he would die there because of the famine. For there is no bread left in the city.' Then the king commanded Ebed-Melech the Ethiopian, 'Take 30 men with you from here, and pull Jeremiah the prophet up out of the cistern before he dies.' So Ebed-Melech took the men with him and went into the king's house to a place beneath the treasury. And they took from there some worn-out rags and worn-out pieces of cloth, and they let them down by ropes to Jeremiah in the cistern.